This is the villain known as Monroe, presenting you with a tutorial series that will allow you to use freeware and other free forms of designing tools and imaging editors without using Photoshop. So, without delay, this week I'm going to share with you a 100% free image editor called Splashup.com. Now, this site allows you to manipulate layers, giving you essentially all the basic tools of Photoshop without needing to buy or deal with the learning curve of Photoshop. Alright, so we're just going to go to splashup.com, and this is what the main screen looks like. We're just going to hit jump right in. It's going to open up in a new window, so make sure you just go to that new window, obviously. And pull it up, maximize it, make it really big. And we're just going to start and open up a new image. Found new image. And the thing is, you can only go up to 1500 right here. So I usually do 1920 by 1080 for my thumbnails, but it's not going to accept it. This is going to go up to 1500. So we're just going to do 1500, and obviously we just want to have that letterbox effect. So I think 1500 by like 900 should be a good size, and we're just going to name it YouTube Thumb and hit OK. Alright, and here's the thing, there's only this small amount of option for the zoom, so just use zoom 50 just to be able to see the entire screen. And we're just going to move these three boxes out the way, and we're going to do our foreground background. We're going to take our paint bucket. I'm just showing you guys that, you know, if you float your mouse over it, it shows you what the tool is, so you won't have to be doing any guesswork. And then I'm going to open up a new image, and you can use all these options. You can even throw a direct URL over there if you want. But I'm going to use my desktop, and make sure you use open as layer. And for this, I'm going to use Black Ops because that's what everyone's doing. So we're going to make a Black Ops thumbnail, and we're going to throw it right there. And it's too big, so I want to make it smaller. And we're going to resize it right there and hit apply or cancel if you don't like it, but I like it, so just hit apply. And I'm going to move it up and put it right there. I actually want it a little bit bigger again, so grab it and resize it. Let's make it bigger. I didn't want it to sit small. And that should be good. Hit apply. I'm going to move it up just a little bit to get that Treyarch and Gay Activision logo up in there. Alright, great. So I'm going to throw an extra image up here, my second image. Make sure you hit open as layer again and hit browse. This time I'm going to use Kleenex. Hit open. Alright, so I got my Kleenex box, but you see I got that unsightly white box all around it. And the thing about this is that you can't crop it out like you could Photoshop. So we have to figure out another way to kind of clear this out. So I'm going to show you the first option of what you can do. And you can use the layer blending mode that's available over here. Wait, you can also let me title these real quick. So, excuse the thunderstorm in the back. Nature wanted to be a cock blocker of my sound. Okay, just title that Black Ops 2. And I'm going to title this Tissue. Alright, great. Right, and I'm just going to take the eraser. And the thing is, you know, you can't see a preview, so to see the size, you're actually going to hit click, and that's 20, and that's too small, so we're probably going to be using this button a lot, which is the undo button. I'm going to hit undo right there and make it much, much bigger. I think now it should be good. And yeah, that's a great size. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to feather it out. You see the sharpness around here? I wanted it to be more soft. So that's the feather button. You push the feather up, and it's going to kind of soften that circle and make it real soft. And there you guys, you see right there, it's nice and soft. And I think that's going to look good. So I'm just going to use that to start erasing. And yeah, just erase little by little. Just erase a little and hit click. You don't want to just hold your button down and erase, because if you mess up like that and you hit back, of course all your work is going to go away. So just erase a little bit, unclick, erase a little bit, unclick, and just, you know, do that around the entire picture until that unsightly color disappears. Well, like I said, you can't crop in this, or you can be really careful and do a really meticulous job, or you can just go around it soft. And you know, I actually don't have a problem with the white showing up around it, because I think it mimics the outer glow look, so it gives it a nice glowy look that a lot of people use as a Photoshop technique for their thumbnails. So I'm just going to kind of edge this out a little bit and kind of get the tissue up there and kind of leave it like that because it's tissue. And yeah, that's good. And move it around. And now I'm going to use the blending mode. I'm just going to show you guys the different ways to kind of blend this in the background if you decide to. And it has all the basics that you would see in any other imaging editor in Photoshop, lighten. Of course, I'm not going to go through all of these. Jump to overlay, and then hard light. That looks nice. I like how that looks. But for this example, I'm probably just going to go back to normal. I just wanted to show you guys just the different ways you can blend it into the background. And I'm just going to move that down right there. And we're now going to throw some text in. And there's not really a lot of fonts here, but I mean, basically just want to get the text in. It just has some nice bold, text that pops out. So unless you're really specific with the text, I mean, you can just save this image like it is and go use different text in a different editor, but I'm alright with this. So I'm just going to type 120 and O. And I'm not really using this. I actually have Photoshop. This is 100% to help you guys out. This is to show you guys that there's other ways that you can make really awesome thumbnails without being helpless. And I accidentally put like 8 extra text things somehow, so I'm going to get rid of these. So this is kind of actually good because I can show you guys how to erase a layer if you make a mistake. And let me remove that layer. And let me title this 120 so I don't accidentally erase it. And remove layer 6. Remove layer 7. And alright, so there we go. And we're going to resize it, make it bigger because I love big. Make sure you hit apply. I'm going to rotate it over a little bit. There you go. Hit apply. And we're going to take it and we're going to move it over here to this corner. And you know what? Move it down here. Yeah. Put it right here. Yep. So that looks good. I'm going to make it bigger because I just can't help it. I just like it big. And we're actually going to use the blending mode here and see what an appropriate blending mode would be. I think difference actually might be good. Yeah. Yeah, I like how that looks. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to keep that right there like that. And I'm going to add the second layer of text, my actual title, and gamer tears. I think that'll be good because I think it's appropriate because I just put a random Kleenex box down here, and I'm just going to make it bigger and throw that bold so that it can pop out. And of course, you know what I'm going to do? Make it bigger, that's right. And I think that's good. Alright, make sure to hit apply transformation, and I'm going to move it over. Okay, here's another great example. Now you see it keeps on going behind because it's layered under the Black Ops picture, so we're going to move it up. And of course, like I said, if you kind of put the mouse over, it'll come up, but we'll just want to move that up. And you see as quickly as it did, the layer went to the top, and we're just going to name that Tears. And we're just going to place it in a good place. Move it down a little bit. Alright, I think that's appropriate. Yep, that worked out for me. And what I'm going to do, guys, is show you guys now what you can do with the actual layers. There's layer effects here. And it doesn't have the array of layer effects that Photoshop does have, but it has, I mean, some basics that, you know, kind of just make your text stop out. So make sure you hit add. I'll put a little drop shadow there and change the color because black on black want to make it stand out. And there's the red. And of course, you can change the rotation, you know, change how it's displayed. You can change how far the shadow stands out. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and that's good enough for me. And I'm just going to add another effect just to show you guys what else. Yeah, I think bevel would be good. Hit add. And of course, there's different bevel types: inner, outer, and full. And I think I'm just going to use outer for this example. I want to change the highlight color to maybe blue so you guys can see it. And of course, like I said, you get all the rotation and all that extra stuff, but I don't care, so I'm not really using this. So we're just gonna hit OK. And you know, there you go. You can do whatever you want to this text. You know, I'm just basically just showing you guys what you can do with this free editor. And that's it. I showed you guys the time because it took me 10 minutes to make it. I'm just going to add one more thing, which is my partnership logo, which is Yoush, damn it. But, you know, if you're Yoush or Machinima or Machina Yoush or TGN or the RPM, you know, whatever, you could put whatever the hell else you want there. So, but like I said, I'm going to throw Yoush over there and show you guys one more little quick technique you can do. And gotta keep the little rotate. Want it to kind of be on its side. You know, there you go. That looks good. And I kind of want to blend this back. So let me see what the blend looks like here. Screen. You know what? I'm just gonna drop the opacity. You can always do that if you don't want to be special. You just bring the transparency down, and that looks fine. And that's it. I mean, that's your basic thumbnail, and it was pretty easy. I'm just going to add a quick little drop shadow to this text right here. Yeah, nah. I don't know I'm being so specific because I'm not even going to be using this, but you know, you can click the options, and of course you can just work it out to however custom that you want your thumbnail to look. And you just simply hit save image. You can save it to any of these extra social image editing cloud picture thingamajoops and save it as a PNG file because that will give the highest resolution. Hit the update preview, and that's it. It's saved, and I'm saving it to my desktop, and that's it. So I hope I helped you guys out. I hope that this was of some assistance. The main and only reason I did this is just to help you guys out. So it's just a really quick basic thumbnail, and you know, I mean, I just threw this together, but if y'all just mess with it a little longer, I'm sure you can come up with some designs that like will even rival Photoshop designs. But if you want more of these tutorials, make sure you get active in the comment section, give this a rating, and make sure to subscribe.